Hello children, this lecture we will start from page number 6 and the heading number is E, writing the formula of chemical compounds. Okay children, so in this lecture we will discuss how to write chemical formula of a particular compound. Okay children, so we can write chemical formula of a compound by following these 4 different steps which are given here in this page. So according to the first step, write the symbol of the positive atom or radical on the left side and the symbol of the negative atom or radical on the right side. Okay children, so for example, if you want to write formula of sodium chloride and calcium sulfide, okay children, so you know that symbol of sodium is Na and symbol of chlorine is Cl. Okay, so to write formula of sodium chloride, we written these 2 symbols here and metallic atom towards left hand side and non-metallic atom towards right hand side, or positive ion left hand side, negative ion right hand side. Okay children, same way here, calcium is positive ion, so it is written left hand side and sulfide right hand side. Okay children, then second step, write the valency number on the symbol of each atom radical on its top right side. Okay, so the valency of sodium is +1 and of chlorine is -1. Same way calcium 2+ and sulfite 2-. Okay, so accordingly we have written valencies of the related atoms or radicals. Then step number 3, इंटरचेंज द वैलेंसी नंबर. ओके, सो जो वैलेंसी नंबर हमने लिखे हुए यहाँ पर, ये हमने यहाँ इस तरह से शो किए थे और उनको अब यहाँ पर इस तरह से लिख लेंगे वैलेंसी नंबर्स को, और वैलेंसी नंबर्स में जो साइन थे उनको हम यूज़ नहीं कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर. ओके चिल्ड्रन, सो जो वैलेंसी नंबर हमने यहाँ लिख लिए हैं, इंटरचेंज द वैलेंसी नंबर ऑफ ईच एटम और रेडिकल and shift it to the lower right side of the atom or radical. Okay children, तो जो वैलेंसी नंबर्स ऊपर लिखेंगे इनको इंटरचेंज करके हम नीचे रिलेटेड एटम्स या रेडिकल के साथ लिख देंगे. ठीक है, इंटरचेंज करके लिख देंगे. तो जैसे कि सोडियम का वैलेंसी 1 था, क्लोरीन का वैलेंसी भी 1 था, तो हमने इन वैलेंसीज़ को इंटरचेंज कर दिया. सोडियम का वैलेंसी क्लोरीन के नीचे और क्लोरीन का वैलेंसी सोडियम के नीचे लिख दिया. सेम वे यहाँ पर हमने कैल्शियम का वैलेंसी SO3 के नीचे और SO3 का वैलेंसी कैल्शियम के नीचे लिख दिया. अगर आप इसको देखेंगे क्रोमियम एंड सल्फेट को, तो क्रोमियम का वैलेंसी 3 होता है, तो उसको इंटरचेंज किया, सल्फेट के नीचे लिख दिया है, और सल्फेट का जो वैलेंसी होता है 2, उसको क्रोमियम के साथ इंटरचेंज कर दिया. ठीक है बच्चों, तो इस तरह से इंटरचेंज कर देंगे. देन इन केस द वैलेंसी नंबर ऑफ बोथ द एटम्स और रेडिकल्स इज द सेम. ओके, इज द सेम, दैट इज अबव 1, डिवाइड बाय द हाईएस्ट कॉमन फैक्टर टू गेट अ सिंपल रेशियो. ओके, सो इफ द these valencies numbers are same, then there is no problem. But if the valencies of the related atoms, ions or radicals are higher than 1, then we will divide both these valency terms with a common number. Okay, possible highest common number. Okay children, ignore the positive and negative sign of each symbol. सो हमने पहले ही पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव साइन को हमने छोड़ दिया है. देन इफ़ वैलेंसी नंबर ऑफ रेडिकल इन द कंपाउंड इज अबव 2, देन इनक्लोज द रेडिकल इन अ ब्रैकेट. ओके, सो अगर वैलेंसी ऑफ द रेडिकल इज मोर देन 2 or more than 2, then what we do, we will write that radical inside the bracket. Okay children, so here in the case of chromium sulfate, we will enclose this sulfate radical in the bracket in this way, and then a valency term we will write outside of this bracket. Okay children, so if valency number of radical in the compound is above 2, then enclose the radical in a bracket with the numbers on the right of the bracket at the bottom. Then step 4, write down the formula of the compound on interchanging. If valency number is 1, the figure 1 is never written. Okay, so इंटरचेंज वैलेंसी नंबर्स को इंटरचेंज करके हम रिलेटेड कंपाउंड का फॉर्मूला लिख देंगे, और अगर वैलेंसीज जो इंटरचेंज हो रही हैं उनका नंबर 1 है तो 1 को लिखने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. ठीक है चिल्ड्रन. और सेम वे अगर रिलेटेड रेडिकल एंड आयंस का वैलेंसी सेम है तो उन सेम नंबर्स को भी लिखने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. बट अगर रिलेटेड एटम्स आयंस और रेडिकल्स का वैलेंसी डिफरेंट है तो हम उन डिफरेंट वैलेंसी टर्म्स को लिखेंगे, और यहाँ पर रेडिकल का वैलेंसी टर्म, रेडिकल के लिए जो वैलेंसी टर्म है उसको लिखते समय रेडिकल के फॉर्मूले को ब्रैकेट में क्लोज करेंगे एंड नंबर वैलेंसी नंबर को ब्रैकेट के बाहर राइट हैंड साइड रिप्रेजेंट करेंगे. ठीक है चिल्ड्रन, तो ये चीज़ आप यहाँ भी देख सकते हैं और कैल्शियम बाइसल्फाइड के फॉर्मूले में भी देख सकते हैं. ठीक है बच्चों, तो ये हो गया फॉर्मूला लिखने का तरीका. कंपाउंड्स के केमिकल फॉर्मूले किस तरह से लिखेंगे उसका तरीका ये आपके पास हो गया. ठीक है, और ये जो लिखने का तरीका है, कंपाउंड, किसी कंपाउंड के फॉर्मूले को लिखने के वे को रिप्रेजेंट करना, ये जो अभी हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किया है 4 स्टेप्स, पहले ये करना, फिर ये, फिर क्रॉस ओवर करना और फिर ये लिखना, ये जो लिखने का तरीका है फॉर्मूले को, ये आपसे नहीं पूछा जाता है. ठीक है, you have to write directly the formula, chemical formula of the compound. Okay children, so ये formation of the chemical formula is never asked to you, so you just go through this content, but step by step इसको बहुत ज़्यादा learn करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. You have to learn the final formula of the compound, and if required you can do this all the work, these all points as a rough work in your answer script or in your routine copy. Okay children, then next is rules in naming certain chemical compounds. अभी हम लोग कुछ रूल्स डिस्कस करेंगे कुछ स्पेसिफिक टाइप ऑफ कंपाउंड्स की नेमिंग के लिए. तो जो फर्स्ट टाइप कंपाउंड्स हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे, these type of compounds are containing a metal and a non-metal. Okay children, so compounds which are made up of a metal or and a non-metal, metal and a non-metal. So Ki, in Ki this K is metal, potassium, and I is non-metal, iodine. Okay, same way NaCl, Na is a metal, Cl is a non-metal, PbCl2. ओके, बट यहाँ पर क्या हो जाएगा, जो मेटल Pb है जो एक एटम है, 1 एटम, जस्ट 1, बट Cl2 जो नॉन मेटल है इसके 2 एटम्स हो गए. तो ये जो हम यहाँ पे क्या डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, कंपाउंड्स विच आर कंटेनिंग अ मेटल एंड अ नॉन मेटल. ओके, सो सच टाइप ऑफ कंपाउंड्स वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस हियर. Okay children, so what is the rule? Metal is written first. Okay, so name of the metal we will write first, and after that name of the non-metal, and this non-metal is written with the suffix "ide." Okay children, for example Ki. So in Ki, this K is positive ion, metallic ion. So the name of this metallic ion will be written first, potassium, and after that name of this non-metal. and here this non-metal will be written with the suffix "ide." Okay, so iodide. Okay, so the name of this compound will be potassium iodide. Okay, same way sodium chloride. Sodium chloride. Okay children, sodium bromide. Okay, the next type of compounds, these are the compounds which contains two non-metals only. So these compounds are made up of non-metals, two different non-metals. Okay children, so non-metals written side by side. First thing is this, we will write first both the non-metals side by side and given a prefix mono, di, tri, etc. to denote the number of atoms. For example, here different type of oxides of nitrogen are given. So the first formula is N2O and the name of this compound will be dinitrogen oxide, because two atoms of nitrogen are present, so prefix di is used here, dinitrogen oxide. Second, nitrogen monooxide, one oxygen is there. Dinitrogen trioxide. Okay, nitrogen dioxide, NO2, O di, two oxygen are present. Dinitrogen pentaoxide, 2 and 5. Okay children, and here one statement is written, +1 to +5 denotes oxidation number of nitrogen. So this term oxidation number is a new term for you, and we will discuss this term in your next chapter. I think that chapter is where oxidation reduction is given. Okay, so we will discuss this term in detail there only, oxidation number. Okay children, the next type of compounds are the compounds of two elements and oxygen. So these are the compounds which are made up of total 3 elements, 2 elements other than oxygen and 1 oxygen itself. So rule is 2 elements written side by side, oxygen are written after it. So oxygen will be written at last. Oxygen is named with suffix "ate", one with more oxygen, suffix "ate", and "ite", one with less oxygen. Okay children, for example, 2 compounds of potassium, chlorine and oxygen are given here. So the first with higher number of oxygen and the second with lower number of oxygen. So the first is having suffix "ate" and the next is having "ite", potassium chlorate, potassium chloride. Okay children, elements also given prefix hypo or per depending on oxygen content. Okay, so these terms are also used. Hypo term is used with compounds which are having less number of oxygen, and per is used with the compound which is having more number of oxygen, hypo and per. Okay, 8 with compounds having higher number of oxygen and 8 with lower number of oxygen. Okay children, so this is the way to write the name of some common compounds. Okay children, after that on page number 7, examples of different compounds with a particular element is given here. So first is starting with potassium. Number of type of compounds of potassium are given here first. Then for sodium, so sodium compounds, first it is written with valency, then after that with formula. Okay, then here also with valency and then molecular formula and chemical name also there. Okay, so when you are going to learn this page 7 and after one page more, page number 8, you just recall all the points which we have discussed here on page number 6. Okay children, and these rules also. Okay, then after that we will start with page number 9. Okay children, so when you are going to learn page number 7 and 8 from your book, if you are having any problem, you can share your problem in your class group. Okay, so next on page number 9, the heading G is there, and the heading G is chemical equation. Okay children, chemical equation. So here we will discuss what is a chemical equation. Okay, so according to definition which is given here, a chemical equation is a shorthand form for a chemical change. Okay children, so the shorthand written form of a chemical change is known as chemical equation. Okay, so chemical change when a substance changes to in a new substance form. Okay, so you know that all the permanent changes are considered as chemical changes, and these chemical changes are represented with the help of a shorthand form which is known as chemical equation. Okay, a chemical equation shows the result of a chemical change in which the reactants and the products are represented by symbols. We will use symbol in the case of elements and formula in the case of compounds. Okay, so in a chemical reaction, what we represent? We represent a chemical change, और इस chemical change को represent करते हैं with the help of reactants and products, and these reactants and products are written with the help of symbols or formula. Okay children, for example, if in a chemical change in which HCl is reacting with hydrogen chloride is reacting with ammonium hydroxide and forming ammonium chloride and water. Okay, so if in a chemical change hydrogen chloride is reacting with ammonium hydroxide forming ammonium chloride and water, so we will represent this whole chemical change with the help of formula of the compounds. Okay, so here we have written a different formula of the compounds. So this whole written form of the chemical change will be known as chemical equation. Okay, so as you can see here that to represent a chemical equation, we write formula of the participating compounds towards the left hand side, and these participating compounds or reactants or participating compounds or elements are known as reactants. Okay, now these reactants are differentiated from the products by an arrow. Okay, and after this arrow we write products. Okay, so reactants after reaction according to given condition converted in the form of resultant substances, and these resulting substances will represented towards right hand side, and these are known as products. Okay children, so reactants, these the substances which take part in a chemical reaction and connected by a plus sign. So reactant with plus sign towards left hand side of the equation, and products, the substances formed as a result of the chemical change. Okay, connected by a plus sign. Arrow indicates to yield, represents direction. So tail of the arrow towards the reactant and head of the arrow towards the product. Examples of chemical equation. So here different type of chemical equations are given on the basis of number of reactant and products. One reactant and 2 or 3 products. So here this is one reactant which is forming 3 different products. Okay, the next is 2 reactants and 1 product. These 2 reactants forming 1 product. Ammonia and water forming ammonium hydroxide. The next is 2 reactants and 2 products. 2 reactants and 2 products. And the last one is 2 reactants and 3 or 4 products. So here in this equation 2 reactant molecules are present and the product molecules which are formed are more than 3. And here total these are 4 in numbers. 4 different type of products are there. Okay children. So this different type of example is very important for you because different type of equations can be asked on the basis of the number of products, a number of reactant or products. Okay, then next is information and limitation of a chemical equation. This heading is also very important. Information and limitation of a chemical equation. So 2 columns are given here. First, information provided. A chemical equation tells us about the first point, the chemical nature of reactants and products. So in which the participating reactants and products are of which chemical nature, acidic or basic or salt, so all these things are given by a chemical equation or shown by a chemical equation. Then second is the nature of element and radicals involved. Okay, so which type of elements or radical is there? Elements metal or non-metal, radical metal or non-metal, positive or negative. Then the direction of the reaction. Okay, so reactions are of 2 types. Irreversible reaction in which from reactant product are formed, and reversible reaction. Reversible reaction are the reactions in which reactant and product reactants form product and again product forming start forming to a reactant. Okay, so reversible reactions can take place in both the directions, from reactant to product and from product to reactant. So irreversible reactions are represented with arrow sign and reversible reaction are represented with this sign. Okay, then the state of matter in which substance is present. So in a chemical equation, the substance which are taking part and which are formed are in which physical state. This can be represented with the help of these shorthand which we used with the reactant and product. For solid S, liquid L, and for gas G. Okay children. Then limitations. A chemical equation does not tell us about the concentration of both reactants and product. Okay, so the first thing, concentration, how much amount of solute is present in how much amount of solvent, or you can say that how much solute is present in how much amount of solution. So concentration is not given in a chemical equation for reactant and products. Then the second point, the speed of the reaction or the reactants involved. So in which speed the given reaction is taking place, this is also not given in a chemical equation. Changes in color occurring during the reaction. Okay, the next is completion of the reaction. If the given reaction is completed or not, this is also not represented by a chemical equation. Then changes in evolution of light or sound energy during the occurrence of the reaction. So this change of light and sound is also not given in a chemical equation. So these are the informations and limitations of a chemical equation. So these are also going to very important for you. Okay children. So you have to learn these all information limitations by heart only. The next heading is balancing of equations. So the first point is, what is a balanced equation? A balanced equation is one in which the number of atoms of each element is the same on the side of the reactant and on the side of the products. Okay, so the number of atoms of different elements in the reactant side and in the product side, if the numbers are same, then the reaction will be known as balanced reaction. Otherwise it will be unbalanced reaction. Okay children, for example, NaOH with HCl is forming NaCl plus H2O. Okay, so as you can see, Na is 1, Na is 1, Na is balanced. Oxygen is 1, oxygen is 1, balanced. Hydrogen total 2, hydrogen 2, balanced. Cl1, Cl1, balanced. So it is a form of a balanced equation. Then second point, why should an equation be balanced? So all equations must be balanced in order to comply with the law of conservation of matter or law of conservation of mass, which explains that matter is neither created nor destroyed in the course of a chemical reaction. Okay, so after taking the behalf of this law, we balanced the atoms of different elements in both the side of a given equation. Okay children, an unbalanced equation would imply that atoms have been created or destroyed. Okay, so if equation is not balanced, then it means that atoms might be created or might be destroyed at the time of chemical change. Okay, so to follow this law, we have to balance atoms of different elements in a chemical equation. Okay children, then next, how is an equation balanced? There is no definite rule governing the balancing of an equation, and it is generally balanced by heat and trial method or partial equation method. Okay, so this method, partial equation method, is not in your syllabus. We will discuss only heat and trial method, and we will use this method of balancing only. Okay children, so this method is not there in your syllabus. In order to balance an equation, the formula of the reactants and products in an equation are fixed, and hence an equation can be balanced by taking appropriate numbers of the atoms or molecules of the reactants and the products concerned. Okay, so जो participating substances हैं किसी chemical equation में, उनका जो formula होता है वो formula fixed होता है. तो और इस fixed formula की वजह से अगर किसी भी साइड जो है ना, किसी एलिमेंट के एटम्स डिसबैलेंस्ड हैं, तो उनको बैलेंस करने के लिए हम कोई भी अप्रोप्रिएट नंबर यूज़ करेंगे और उसे बैलेंस कर लेंगे. ओके चिल्ड्रन, सो इन आवर नेक्स्ट लेक्चर we will discuss the balancing of a chemical equation with the help of heat and trial method. Okay, thank you.